the boy I meet in Subway come more tutoring than some of you guys. He already come in twice this week. The boy you play basketball with. He's actually pretty good. So, and he's a nice kid, really nice kid. I have really high respect for the kid. I just meet him in Subway. He's like, hey, Mr. Ye, can you teach me math? You can't afford me. He actually offered to pay me. Say, can I pay you to teach me? I said, no, come after school, free.
Does he have this class?
No, he doesn't even have this class.
What does he have?
He doesn't have math class. He's just to say, I want to learn math. I want to increase my SAT score.
What is he? Junior?
Senior. Yeah. He had more effort than some of you guys. Actually, more effort than Nicholas, Brendan, Tony, all added together. It does more things than that, so it's actually very impressive. Like, I have highly respect of the kid. Okay, so let's say if I want to find equation tangent line at x equal to 4. What is the equation tangent line? Equation tangent line, that means you only touch that one particular point, but you need to find out the slope at that point. So in order for you to find slope, you must find the derivative. So how do I find the derivative? Well, we have definition of derivative now. We haven't used power rule yet, but you do need to master definition of derivative first before you go to power rule. Even though it's easier, I understand, but you still need to be able to do it because I'm going to quiz you by next Monday. Okay, so if I take a derivative of this, that means I can find slope at every point. Now, according to this, it's going to be limits h approach 0 of 1 over square root x plus h minus square root 1 over x over h. We actually did this problem before. The last time you see this problem is s. But this one's x. Now, what is the equation tangent line? Equation tangent line is just equation of line. Y minus y1. So I'm going to write down y minus, I'm going to show this blue.
Oh, just point slope.
1, y1. Yes, just point slope form. And then equal to, and I'm going to write down purple, m, hold on, equal to m times x minus the black, which is 4 here. So basically there was 3 elements. There was this element from here. Okay, so the y element is gonna plug in 4. So if I plug in 4, so y element, so this part here, let's just say this blue part here, it's coming from this plugin here and the plugin into here. So I'm gonna do that first. F of 4 is equal to 1 over square root 4 is equal to 1/2. So far you got 4 and 1/2. Sorry, this one's gonna, I'm gonna write down as x1 first and then write down 4. So that way it's not confusing. Okay. Now where's the m, right? M is a derivative. So right now I'm gonna color code this part. So if I do a derivative, it's gonna be limits h approach 0. So I'm gonna make sure combine fraction, so it'll be x plus h over x plus h. And this one's square root x over square root x.
Could you take the conjugate?
I can, but I just prefer to combine fraction first, but you can do whatever. Long as you get it right, then I don't really care. This one's going to be square root x minus square root x plus h over h. So I would do conjugate at this moment because I just combine the fraction. And if I conjugate, I think it's a little bit easier to look at, but it really depends. So some people doesn't like this way, but I like this way. So I did this. So again, I just combine fraction and then conjugate after that. So then I'm gonna say, when I get to here, I'm gonna say that's limits h approach 0, and that's gonna be x minus x plus h. Is distribute that, so it'll be square root x plus h times square root x times square root of x plus h. Any questions here? And then this h here, what do? I move it to here. Now, as you see, it distributed a negative sign. A lot of things can simplify. So this x minus x cancel out. Negative h is going to cancel out here. That's going to give me -1. So that's going to be limits h approach. Sorry, that should be a different color. H approach 0. And then I'm going to get -1. And I'm going to plug in 0. So it'll be square root x times square root x. Something is wrong. This is a plus. Sorry. This is a plus. So it'll be plus square root x. Then I will get -1 over x.
Or did you just get just that?
I think you did something.
Isn't it
Times 2 radical x. So it'll be -1 over 2x square root x. Because square root x times square root x is equal to x. Square root x plus square root x is equal to 2 square root x. So this is my f prime of x, right? What does f prime of x tells me? It tells me slope at any given x. This is probably the most important sentence in here because it gives you a slope at every single point. So we can plug in any single point to get there. So I say I'm interested in 4. What happened with a slope at x equal to 4? Then just plug in -1 over 2 times 4 times square root of 4 is equal to -1 over 16. Equation tangent line is going to be, well, we already know the y1 is 1/2. We already know the x is 4. We just figure out the m is -1 over 16. So I just plug in y minus 1/2 equal to -1 over 16 times x minus 4. That's my equation tangent line. Now later on, you don't have to do derivative that long. So all the middle part is going to be gone. You just have to do power rule. But right now, you need to learn how to deal with algebra. Now, what would they look like? How would you know if you did it right? Graph it. If you graph it, you're going to see the tangent to each other. If you see the tangent, then you're doing good. If you don't see the tangent, if you see that particular part intersect 2 parts, then that's bad. Let's see if it's true. It is true because it only had tangent in that particular case. And see that right at this point at 4. Now, if you think about it, when something's tangent to each other, they have 2 things in common. This is going to relate to next week. 2 things. One is the y value, the output is the same. Second is the slope. Slope and output are the same. This is going to be mattered sometime next week. Put a note to that because you might need that. So this is one of the question. Second question I want to go over is part of your homework. So obviously I take a page and Mr. Ye, why do I assign all our problems? Our problem has answer in the back of the book. Even problem, the textbook with even problem is for teacher to assign kids for a test. So that's why they usually put even problem on the test and our problem as a practice. But however, there is a, I'm going to do question 30. I'm going to do question 37 because 37 has this question. I have F, oh no, I won't want to do 37. Which one I want to do? I want to do 34. So I'm going to do question 34. You have 33, 35, 37. I'm going to do question 34. 34 says f of x equal to 2x squared. And they also give you a line. And they say 4x plus y plus 3 is equal to 0. And the prompt says find equation of a line that is tangent to the graph f and parallel to the given line. So what the question is asking? The question is asking, there is a one of a tangent line here. It's gonna exactly parallel to this one.
What's the word after the?
Find the equation of a line that's tangent to the graph f and a parallel to a given line. Sorry.
Okay.
So do we set that as y equals and then find the slope from there?
Ah, Safia, you're very smart. Yes. So what she says is, well, I can find slope of this line. Y equal to what? Negative 4x minus 3, right? So m is equal to negative 4. Very important, Safia. That's a very important observation. Now, I'm going to take a derivative of this. So this one's just going to be x plus h2 times square minus 2x squared over h when limits h approach 0, f prime of x. And that's just going to be limit h approach 0, 2 times x squared. Sorry, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 2x squared over h. You will get down to limit. If I distribute it, the 2x squared is going to cancel out. So we're left with 4hx plus 2h squared over h. If I factor out the h, what will happen?
4x plus 2h.
Limits h approach 0 is going to be h of 4x plus 2h, right? So it's just going to be 4x. So guess what? This is slope at all points. Then 4x is equal to the slope of the other line. So it'll be negative 4. Guess what? X equal to negative 1. Does that make sense?
You put the slope of that equal to the slope.
Yeah, this is a slope. This is this one. So this from here and this from here. And that one is separately equal to each other because they're parallel to each other.
So, so what's the new x? Like, what is that supposed to represent?
That means that x equal to negative 1 have an exact same slope of that other line because it's parallel to that line. Okay, so it happened that x equal to negative 1. But do we know what happened to negative 1? We know. Negative 1, I got 2 times the negative 1 squared. That's equal to 2. Do we know the slope? Yeah, we know the slope. Y minus 2 equal to a slope is going to be negative 4 times x minus x plus 1, right? Because that's negative 1. And that becomes the equation that has parallel to this particular part here. Parallel to this. And let's check out if it's true, though. Let's check out if it's true. So let's go in the graph. And let's just say, let's unhighlight this. And let's say f of x as equal, don't worry, I'll go back to the graph. 2x squared, I think. And then what's the other graph? Y, what was it? Plus 4x minus 3 equal to 0. Is that right?
Y equals negative 4x minus 3. So 4x plus y equals 4x plus
Plus 3, right?
plus 3. Okay, 4x plus y.
Okay, so it's tangent to this. And now let's try the other one. Y minus, what's the equation we got?
Negative 4x minus 3.
No. What's this equation? So y minus 2 equal to negative 4 times x
Plus 1.
plus 4.
+1.
Do you see that do you see the black line and the purple line are parallel to each other? But only at this particular tangent that's parallel to the other line. Okay. So you guys have rest of 14 minutes to do rest of the homework. You can pick one question from here and one question from before. So that way you have two different patterns or two different styles of questions. The question just for you to recognize what this question is asking. I mean, I'm helping you. I'm not supposed to helping. Usually I assign to student, ask them to figure out. But I feel like I kind of need to give you guys a hand because like reading math is still not a strong suit yet. So I'm gonna help you so right now, and you guys can try the different questions. And I'll go back to show the work. And I'm gonna stop sharing.